Okay, next speaker is going to talk on the topic of accelerated consequence management and compliance to improve municipal performance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I can introduce you to Zipho Mdluli from Bonakude. Zipho is a chartered accountant with over 23 years of auditing experience in the public and private sector. He has a postgraduate honor and in accounting and has held senior position in various projects and various organizations. He completed his articles with the Office of the Auditor General in 2005. After completing his articles, he worked in the internal audit functions and 3 JSE listed companies for 5 years before returning to the AGSA. Over the years, Zipho had been involved in several audits in municipalities, national and provincial departments and public entities. In 2017, he joined Bonakude, and he is currently the Chief Operating Officer. Zipho, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Program Director. You made my job much more comfortable. Thank you for the introduction that you gave today. The President of CIGFARO, the members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good afternoon. It's an honor to be here with you today to be part of this remarkable event. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to the organizers of this event, CIGFARO, for always inviting us to participate with them to ensure that we bring also our input to the sector that we work in. Conferences like this are a rare opportunity, colleagues, but we must always take advantage of them to make sure that we can share insights, challenge each other, think of new and innovative ways on how to approach the problems that we face. I'm excited to contribute in today's discussions. The topic that we are talking to today is consequence and compliance management to improve performance, municipal performance. I hope it will resonate with you and will spark a conversation, and we can discuss it long after this event is completed. The slides have been shared, and I hope you will get a chance to just go through them. So on my side, I won't be reading word for word, but I'll try to make sure that we just follow as I click. Just as an opening remark, I saw a quote, and it resonated with me, especially on this topic. And it said, next to doing the right thing, the most important thing is letting people know that they are doing the right thing. And I suppose the inverse also refers. We must be able to talk to one another and give feedback to say, you are doing the right thing or you are not doing the right thing. And this is the consequence of that. So I'll take you through a few items today. Just the introduction, which I've completed, the overview on local government, and then the consequence management strategies that are there, and then the benefits of implementing consequence management, and I'll then conclude. When you talk about consequence or about municipal performance, what is it exactly that we are talking to? Normally, this is coined in most of our documents, but it has been defined as, it refers to the efficiency, the effectiveness, and accountability of a local government providing public service, and the importance of continuous improvement to meet citizens' needs and expectations. And then you ask yourself, what is consequence management and how does this link? When we talk to consequence management, we talk about a coordinated approach implemented by an institution in order to react and reduce the effect of possible identified and identified threats to the institution. So we see this as a systematic approach that should be implemented at all organizations, because it is a vital component to reconcile the objectives that are set out in our documents as we communicate them to the public, and how we perform against it, and how do we make sure that there are remedies put in place for the individuals that may have not applied themselves properly in the settings that we have given them. So it allows us as institution leaders to really ensure that accountability takes place at the right level. Effectively, what we are talking about is governance effectiveness, the effectiveness of governance. And today, as we talk to leaders, we want to just re-emphasize the importance of this topic. What does consequence management mean in a municipal environment? Does it enhance, and how does it enhance performance? I looked at what people are saying about the local government space, and I just identified a few items and quotations that we saw on the net. Look at what they are saying about local government in many places. In 2022, the president called it a crisis. He said this is a crisis as it bemoaned the state of municipalities. The AG makes numerous pronouncements on municipalities on a frequent basis through their general report that they submit. There are many statements that come, but this is, on an overview level, is what we keep getting told about. On the next slide, I just extracted what the president said. You can read on that. But I just want to zoom in on what the AG said recently about the 2023 financial year audit outcomes. She reads as follows. She says, overall, the trend of poor outcomes in local government continued, with only 13% of municipalities obtaining clean audits. Meaningful impact over the term of the new administration was not evident. So I just want to pause there and just allow you to reflect on that statement. So it is quite important that we just reflect on what people are saying. On the next one, I just extracted the basis of that conclusion and the audit outcomes that she was reflecting on. We can see it's only 13% that are able to attain a clean audit outcome, and the 43 have unqualified with findings. And the rest fall within the other categories, which are undesirable at this point in time. And what are the common issues that we are talking about in this instance? We continuously keep hearing that there's a culture of impunity within the spaces that we work in. We keep hearing that the executive leadership and senior management don't use existing frameworks that are already at their disposal to effect consequence management, and the lack of commitments to compliance with the provision of the frameworks that are there. And these colleagues not only speaks to the individuals that are employed within the municipality, sometimes it also reflects in the communities which we serve, that culture is starting to permeate outside of the walls and the boundaries of the municipal buildings. And this is something that needs to be stopped in earnest. If you look at the strategies that should be implemented when we ensure that we can implement a consequence management strategy or a system that allows the municipality to ensure that this is effected and it performs as expected, it is critical that the executive mayor and mayoral committees are in place and given the right powers to execute their mandate. The MPAC needs to be empowered, not just appointed, but empowered to ensure that they also ensure consequence management is effected, follow up on those investigations where UIFW has been identified. Risk management committees of the municipalities need to be strongly empowered to ensure that identification and mitigation strategies are institutionalized also, and we can stop those risks from materializing as and when they suffice. Importantly, ensuring that the disciplinary board is effective. I move on to the next one. Within the executive management of the municipality, it is quite essential that we make sure that all the positions which we deem as critical, including that of the MM, the senior managers, including CFOs, are always filled and stabilized. Because this allows for institutional memory not to escape unexpectedly. Ladies and gentlemen, the skills that are needed also are mainly surrounding the training of those officials and all those that are in the value chain of the consequence management. I've just listed a few that we ensure that this should be done on a continuous basis. Also, critically, it's important that there is benchmarking that is done. Talk to one another as municipalities. Do some benchmarking and you say, how do you do it now that you are achieving a clean audit on a continuous basis? People are pronouncing good things about you. How do you actually achieve it? It is quite important that we do that to assist one another. As I said, I won't be going through the entire detail. Also, quite importantly, on this slide, I just listed stakeholders that you should create communication strategies with that assist you when you ensure that your system is effective. Communication with SALGA, COCTA, and so forth. But also, I just wanted to highlight that the AG is no more just an identifier of issues, but also an enforcer through the MI process. And we must now start creating a strategy or a communication strategy with the AG to say, how do we use the platform that you have to ensure that our consequence management system is compliant and is effective. I just listed also the service providers that you should also make sure that there is clear communication lines with your service providers to assist you where you need that help. As I conclude, I also just wanted to talk to the fact that if you don't have an engaged citizenry, you will not be able to address what you don't know. It is also critical that we have good communication strategy with the NGOs, businesses that we work with, ward committee members, and the customers that we supply to. This will yield a lot of improvements in the accountability model that we have in place, ensure compliance from also the customers that we work with and also the municipality itself. Make sure that the reporting structures are stabilized and you can attract more talent to come into your institution. In conclusion, on our side, we reflect as such that if we accelerate the compliance and consequence management, it will boost the efficiency, accountability, and the public trust. Municipalities that act swiftly and decisively in implementing consequence management will experience greater performance and citizen satisfaction. The culture shift must be evident and driven by management for effective implementation of consequence management. I'll end on a quote from the president in the same speech that he had. and it read as follows. The ideal municipality is accessible, provides opportunities for public engagement, and communicates in a manner that considers local needs with respect to language and media platforms. In an ideal municipality, customer care and feedback management systems are functional and implemented effectively. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.